This photograph of priests having a snowball fight was taken by Leonard Freed in 1958. It was taken in St. Peter's Square in Vatican City, Rome, when Leonard was there for the election of one of the popes. Leonard was born in 1929 in Brooklyn, America, to Jewish immigrant parents. He was a famous documentary photojournalist, and he took many different photographs on his Leica camera. Snow is rare in Vatican City, apparently, and so the priest took the opportunity to have a snowball fight, and Leonard captured this wonderful moment in time. It is an amazing photograph, as there is so much life and vibrancy, especially as you see the priests who are in black, which seems like an austere colour, but you see the joy in their faces and just how much fun they are having. Leonard said that he had a lens hood on his camera to protect the lens from the snow. So you might see that the corners are blacked out. And Leonard said, although it is imperfect, the authenticity of it just continues to make it such a great photograph. There is so much to look at in this photograph. You start by looking at the priest out in front of you and you only see his back, but it's such a moment captured in time, as it's such a true action photograph. You then have the priest behind him and his response as he gets prepared to be pummeled by a snowball. And then you've even got the magnificent buildings of Vatican City behind the second priest. There is a beautiful wide tonal range in this photograph. You have the real black coat of the priest, you've got the stark white of the snow, and then you've got the grey of the buildings behind the priests. I also love how the exposure is slightly slow, so the movement is blurred, and even the snow is a little bit blurry as it's falling on these two priests having the time of their life. The depth of field is pretty narrow, as only the priest who's about to get hit by the snowball is really in focus. The front priest is blurred and the backgrounds are blurred. But they're not blurred so much that you can't tell what they are. And that adds to the photograph and helps you to continue looking around the frame to see what else you can see. I wouldn't say it's the most common technique to have the big part of your photograph actually blurred, as the front priest actually dominates the photograph and it's a big chunk of black. But somehow it doesn't ruin the photograph, it just adds to it. It is the first thing you notice, but your eyes continue to go through the photograph till you see what is the real interesting part, which is a poor guy who's about to get a snowball thrown at him. Also, the blackness of his robe is broken up by the snow falling. The white of the snow isn't solid either, as you can see footprints in it that help to break up the whiteness and also show that there is still detail in that white. And yes, there are imperfections in this photograph, but like Leonard said, it is a great photograph because of the authenticity behind it. They didn't care that he was there photographing. They were just having a blast and enjoying themselves in the snow. It is a great photograph, and I actually really enjoyed looking at the other photographs that Leonard has taken. So if you have a chance, look up Leonard Freed and see some more of his great photographs.